Listen, so I heard that you are trying to build a brand and you trying to build you a community out here in these social media streets, but the only thing that everybody else is missing, the people that's trying to teach you how to do it, is the fact that their foundation is not in the Lord. God has called you to entrepreneurship. If God has called you to build a community on social media, if God has called you to create content for his kingdom, this video is for you. But you shall remember with profound respect the Lord your God, for it is he who has given you power to make wealth, that he may confirm his covenant which he swore solemnly promised to your fathers as it is this day. Deuteronomy 8:18. What's up, family? Kamaria here, and I'm back, and we're focusing on business today. But really quick, if you're new here, I just want to tell you welcome. This is the channel where we are making destiny decisions, okay? We're real big on walking through life with Jesus. We're real big on wellness, and we're real big on doing business but God's way, okay? So if you're into that, you can go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notifications and talk to us in the comments, because we like to have conversation. So today we're talking about what you need to be doing in order to have yourself a Christian brand, business, community, whatever it is that you're trying to build in these social media streets. But you want to make sure Jesus is the foundation of whatever you're doing. Guess what? I have a full program that I done built out. I done made $10,000 off this program, and I'm getting ready to give you the foundations of it for free, right? I'm talking about the most important thing that you need to have when you're trying to build the foundations, and then I'm going to literally give you the first module of the program. Like, after I'm done talking, I'm going to put it on the screen, okay? But for right now, I do want to tell you that the most important thing when you are building a Christian brand, a Christian business, a Christian community, is that you operate in your grace, okay? And what is your grace? That's that thing that God has placed on the inside of you that only you can do in a way that you can do it, okay? It's a blessing. It's a gift that God gave to you that nobody else in this world has, okay? And so when you're building that brand, when you're building that business, and you want God to be at the foundation of it, that means that you're going to have to learn how to tap into your grace. And then everything else after that, it has to be directly connected to the grace that God has on your life. So what we're getting ready to talk about is the importance of knowing your target audience and how to reach them. And the only way that you're going to be able to reach your target audience, aka the people that God has called to you, is if you know everything about them, okay? So I'm ready to show you how to do research on them and how to go and identify them and create products, services, content that speaks directly to them. So if you're into that, let me go ahead and put it on a screen for you. Get you a pencil, get you a notebook, and let's learn, okay? I've helped women grow out their business, create content based off of this strategy that I'm getting ready to give you for the target audience. So let's go. Okay, we are at module 1. Welcome to module 1. I know you're excited to get started, and I'm excited for you too. So let's go ahead and see what we're talking about in this module. So we're going to be talking about your target audience, okay? The reason why this module is important is because we have to have an idea of who our audience is, because that is the only way we will truly be able to reach them. If we know who they are, we're able to identify who they are. We know their pain points, we know their goals, and we just have clarity on who they are. So we're creating content that speaks to them directly, content that speaks to their heart, what they need, and just give them value, right? So that is why this module is very important, because your target audience is that's how you're going to get your clients. That's how you're going to tap into the people that you're called to, by knowing who you want to reach, okay? So this title of this part is called audience persona. So if you don't know what that is, that's basically like we're going to create who your audience is. Like, we're literally going to create them. We're going to talk about them just like they're a person. We're going to know what they look like, what they talk like, what they like to listen to, all of that. Okay. That's this is the purpose of doing this, right? So I put some of the things with my brand in there just so that you can have an example. But this this information is important, but most importantly, you want to make sure that you are speaking to their pain points and giving them value and just, doing research on them, right? So for the basic demographics, we have age. So for me, my clients are typically between the ages of 28 and 45. And I chose that age range just based off of one, the type of people that were following me. But I feel like women who are between 28 and 45, they are really looking to build, and they're in a place where they're like, I'm ready. Okay. I'm ready to do this. And this is what I want to do. So I like to work with people who are ready and know what they want to do. So that's why I chose that. And the gender of my audience is women. For you can choose if you want women, men, both, whichever way. Just make sure your content speaks to both if that's what you want. And then their income. This, don't think it's a weird question, but this is important because even income sometimes makes a difference in, the type of content that someone would look like or the type of language that they would use and their interest in what you have to offer, right? So for me, I like to target middle class women, six-figure women, and that's mainly because they are ready to invest in themselves. Okay. I'm really proud of myself for using my gifts, to help other people. But let me tell you this. God does not want us to be poor. He wants us to give our gifts, right? But when we give value, we have knowledge, we have a skill, we're graced for something. He gave us that gift for a reason, right? So that's why those are the type of women that I target, because they are willing to invest in, what I have to offer. And then the next thing, location. I'm really focused on people in the US. If God takes me globally, when he takes me global, I'm down with it. But for right now, all my research has been on women in the US. And then I don't particularly really focus in on location. I focus in on like, where are they as far as what they're doing right now? Like, are they branding or rebranding? That's where I want my clients to be. They're either getting ready to start this journey, so we're trying to lay the foundation, or they're rebranding, so we just need to refocus some things. That's where I like my clients to be. And you may be some of these things that I'm getting ready to talk about, because I know how to target my audience. Okay. So it's a strategy to it, and we're getting ready to get to it. So with yours, make sure you go over your location. If you have a service-based business, or, you are not going to be completely online like I am, I recommend you do specify your location and you figure out where, what's your reach? Who are you trying to reach? Because the demographic for location will really be important to you. Okay. That'll be important for your hashtags. It'll be important for the type of language you use, the type, everything. So if you're in a specific location, definitely think you should figure out what areas around it you want to try to target. So then the next thing would be, as far as your audience, what do they really think or feel? So this is important, because let me tell you why the top businesses are the top businesses, why the top brands are the top brands. They are the top and they're the best because they either provide an experience that no one can get from anybody but them, and they solve a problem for their customers. They solve a problem for their clients. They make their clients' life easier, right? So in order to figure out what you need to do in order to do that, you need to know what's really important to them. So you also need to know, outside of what's important to them, what are they doing? Like, what type of music are they listening to? What motivates them to keep going? Like, what is it? So I put some things in there for my target audience, because I just want to give you ideas. So for my audience, the things that's really important to them, one is their faith. They put God first. They make sure they are following after him with business. They just put him first. And then their family is very important to them. A lot of the women I work with, they're boss moms, they're mompreneurs, and they do what they do because they want to make sure they're providing not only for themselves, but for their family, right? And then another thing that's very important to them is their identity and their integrity. So I like to work with women like this because um, it's easier for them to be authentic because they care about integrity and they care about their identity. So it's not going to be hard trying to get them to create and focus in on what they're called to do, focus in on their grace. Authenticity is also important to them because, like I said, they care about the integrity and their identity. So my clients, the type of music that they listen to worship. They don't listen to just gospel music. They listen to worship music, okay? They are worshiping. And then they also like a little bit of neo soul, and they love those they love the 90s R&B jams and love songs. So that is the type of music that they listen to. And then what motivates them is feeling like they have fulfilled their purpose or like they're walking in purpose. So those are the things that's really important to them. And because those things are important to them, I speak to those things when I'm creating content for them. I speak to those things when I'm creating programs for them because that is important to them. So that is how I reach them, and that's how I provide a good experience for them. So really take some time and think about this. Don't try to think like, I don't know who my audience is. Think about who you want your audience to be and go from there. Okay. And so the next thing would be, what are their biggest frustrations? What obstacles stand between them and what they want to achieve? Again, I mentioned that the successful businesses and brands, we solve problems for people, right? So in order to solve their problems, you need to figure out what's their biggest frustration. Like, what is their problem? What is stopping them from getting from point A to Z? What's stopping them from doing that? So their biggest frustrations is that they have the ideas and they have the vision, but they don't have the strategy. Like, they don't know what they need to do in order to get them from um ideation to it actually happening, it actually taking place for them. They don't know what it is that they need to do in order to get all of their vision done, to get all of their ideas out. They don't know where to start. So that's my clients' biggest frustrations. And then the next thing is confidence in the social media world. Like, they are kingdom women. They care about their integrity. So they're trying to figure out, how do I operate these social media streets? Like, I want to make sure I'm hearing God. I want to make sure I'm being obedient to God. I want to make sure I'm using this platform to the best of my ability. But also, I don't want to seem like, I don't fit in this space. Everybody's using these trending sounds that I can't use because I don't like what they say. So they're frustrated about that. And I help them with that. Another thing that's there, that's it. That's just a repeat there. So yeah. The next thing would be, what are their wants and aspirations? So what do they truly want? What do they truly want? And what do they truly need to achieve? What are some of the strategies they may use to achieve their goals? So, my clients, they really want to do what pleases God. And so they are not focused on making money. Like, ultimately, they want to make money. That's why they have a business, but that's not their number one goal. Their number one goal is impact. So they want to make impact. And then they also want to help transform others. That is their aspiration. So when I'm creating content, when I'm building out programs, I'm making sure I speak to what they want. I speak to what they desire. And then I also provide them solutions and value in the areas where they have frustrations. So it's like I'm speaking to both, okay? And with that, putting that all together, I'm able to come up with who my who my audience persona is. I have a person, I've named her. I actually named her after my first client, and we're getting ready to talk about her, okay? So, this is what I want you to do. After we've asked those questions, we thought about it, really want you to put some thought into it. I want you to be able to have a name for your audience, have a name for them, and be able to describe them, describe what they do, who they are, where they at, what they gonna buy, all of that. Tell me who your audience is. And if you don't know how to do that, it's going to be very hard to create content. It's going to be very hard to figure out what services they would benefit from if you don't know what their pain points are, what their desires are, what they need, what they like, what they don't like. Okay. All of that is important for figuring out how to reach them. Okay. So my audience persona, her name is Stephanie, right? So Stephanie is a powerful woman, and she is powerful in the realm of the spirit, right? She has taken her time to heal, and she looks like she's healed, okay? She is very fashionable, but she does not feel the need to shop for the brands because she put it on. She put it on and she feels branded already. Like it looks quality, it looks luxury because it's on her, right? And she's a boss mom, or she aspires to be one, and she wears multiple hats. Like she is in ministry, she has a job still, but she's also working on her business. She's thinking about having a podcast. She has all these ideas, right? She has multiple hats, and she is willing to go after all of that stuff. She just really needs to know how to break it down and how to get it done, right? She's a creative. She has a genuine love for God's people. Like that's the root of everything that she wants to do, is the fact that she really loves God's people. And Stephanie does not like to limit her gifts. She does not like to limit her capabilities. She is a visionary, and she does everything with excellence. It's to the point where if she sees something and she wanted to be that way, Stephanie, she's probably going to wait until she can get it to what she saw. She's going to wait until the vision can be completed in excellence, because that's just how she is. Stephanie is also professional, but she can be a little ratchet at times. So that is why she loves Jesus, because she really needs him, right? She needs Jesus to balance her out, to be able to help her focus. So that is who Stephanie is. And I wonder if you find yourself in Stephanie, because that is the type of women that I try to reach. Okay. Your target audience is very important. And I want you to not think of it only as you targeting people. I genuinely want you to think of it as you tapping into the people God has called you to, the people God has called to you. So how do you do that? You figure out the type of people that you want to help, and not just the type of people that you want to help, but think about it. Who are the people that usually gravitate towards you? Who are the people that you can usually help the most, and you just have the words for them? If you have a group of people, or you just notice a certain type of person approach you asking for help, advice, and stuff like that, maybe those are the type of people that you're called to. And you need to do some research on them so that you can figure out how to target them, because that is probably your audience. That is who you're called to, right? So target audience is important for content creation. It's important for making sure you're sticking to your mission, you're sticking to your vision, and you are creating programs and whatever it is that you're doing that will reach and solve problems for those people. Okay. So your target audience is important. Want to make sure you get that work done so that we can create some content to tap into that and just further discuss about your audience. Okay. So you already know that you have some action items, and you know what I'm getting ready to say. I'm going to say that you need to read over each section and pray over each section. If you follow me already, you already know prayer and seeking God is very important to me, especially with business. So make sure you read over each section, pray over each section, and ask God to place any new ideas or any new information concerning what was discussed on your heart. And be open to it. Be open to the move of God. Be open to where he may want to shift you. Just because you never know. God may want us to do something else. So just be open to it, and just review things and talk to him about it. Hey there, so it looks like you've made it to the end of that module. And if you enjoyed that, guess what? In the description box, I linked for you for free the entire slide that I was explaining. I'm going to give it to you for free so that you can go through and really identify who your target audience is and write this stuff out. You need to be able to write it out, write the vision, and make it plain. You need to be able to write this stuff out, okay? So I'm going to link that in there for you. Also, if you're like, that first module was good, I'm interested in looking at the whole thing, I'll also put a link below where you can go and purchase the full program, which is called the Branded Grace Project, okay? It's going to help you get the foundations of your brand together. Everything from identifying your target audience to identifying what your grace is, to identifying what type of content, your mission, your vision, all of that, all the things, okay? So go ahead and get it below, and I pray that you got something from this video. Make sure you come back for the next one, and remember, I love you with the love of God, and you can do this, okay? You can do this. There's a specific people that's called to you, the grace that's on your life, and you getting out there and doing what God called you to do is the only way you'll ever reach them, okay? Somebody is waiting on your yes to your business, yes to the community that God placed on the inside of you, yes to the content that you're supposed to be creating as God's creative, okay? So don't delay. Do what you can do to get started on it, and I love you. Peace.